Oh shit, hold on.
You on live now?
Yeah. Oh, if your ass keep fronting, then your ass is going. They gonna think you talking about a brother.
Oh, spade to spade. So, you about to do that?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
We own.
Got scripture?
I did do 5 and 6.
Alright.
So,
Hold on.
Huh?
Let me 1 second.
it's around 5.
Oh, it ain't good yet?
Nah, not yet.
Let freedom ring.
Why look like it's live up there?
What? Sure do.
No, it's not live yet.
Oh.
It's recording, but it's not live yet.
It's like Pop Marvin stuff with that. Like him coming on comic book, the Warriors try to get
What the hell is this?
4 quarters. So when it's 30 something now, I should have put the house up on that shit.
Oh man, you gotta swing that Henny. Swing that shit.
Oh shit.
That was a no thing for real.
I mean, it's not this shit.
Detox symptoms.
Yeah, inflammation all over here. I was getting out a lot earlier. I was starting to feel better, and then she came up like right, got stuck. This time I gotta stick it out. This time we'll even if I just want to, it's in the summertime, I don't know, I might just have to just eat fruit, but I still detox, you know, it just won't be just liquids.
on the way out.
Oh, you going
Go
home?
home.
Or until the shit done.
Protection.
Oh,
Anything.
I should have known to start last time. Yeah, it's such a great spot.
Come on.
Got all that shit out of
I'm
all
gonna
the
add
walls,
freestyle in
I
as
back
well.
myself back up
I want to add two freestyle.
somewhat.
Oh,
So hopefully, I'm hoping within 2 months, I'm hoping I can get back to that point I was at before. Hopefully.
I'm sure. You ain't been eating food for that long.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
It's
I
like
don't like to see my wife with some part. Hell no. I
Yeah,
think
so
it's on tape.
because I was detoxing up until the fast food. Yeah, so
Yeah, man. You off this Friday, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Hey brothers, we on.
food just that detrimental. Good.
Yeah, we going. Shut up.
Shalom Israel. We got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh.
Hashem Yahushua,
Hashem Rakakadash. The one is to the apostle Elder Great Millstone, and Shalom to that up there. The ones working faithfully with love, truth, sincerity. All right, this GMS Soldier Faith, New Jersey / every few days, and just coming out weekly lesson. As you can see from the title, what is it?
If your ass keep fronting, then your ass is going.
Yeah, if your ass keeps fronting, your ass is gone. I mean, brothers should know where that comes from. We ain't got to mention it, but it's self-explanatory, man. Because a lot of our people out here. I mean, you can fall into so many different ways, but mainly to our people, they know what the truth is, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them do. A lot of them come across us. You know what I'm saying? Week in and week out. They may see different videos on YouTube and stuff like that. But it's that pride within them that just don't want to accept it because they want to do what they want to do and be against the Lord, So, hey, you keep fronting on this truth, man. Hey, your ass is gone, like the title says, man.
It's Isaiah chapter 55. I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, "Seek ye Yahweh while he may be found."
Hey, seek the Lord while he may be found. Now is the time for the Lord to be found. We about to enter into the time of the famine of the word, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you got, they starting to ban so-called hate speech on different social media platforms. And before you know it, it's going to completely be on YouTube, man. You know what I'm saying? So the time is now where the Lord can be found. So, hey, you better shake that dust off your damn head, man. Get right. You know what I'm saying? Good?
Yeah, but just to add to the brother, not only hate speech, but also conspiracies.
Yeah.
Anything that has to deal with revealing the truth of the matter, these devils want to take off of the internet. You know what I'm saying? And what was that term that Nate mentioned a few years ago about a conspiracy theorist is nothing but a nut. You know what I'm saying? So you already know that he's in bed with these Edomites. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the topic of discussion that these Edomites want to take from the YouTube. Because they gear the true men of the Lord unto conspiracy theorists. You know what I'm saying? But we know we deal with conspiracy facts, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. When you read the book of Psalms, the 83rd chapter, that's nothing but a conspiracy fact. You know what I'm saying? Because all of these other nations were in collusion to keep the Israelites in a suppressed state. You know, so reading on verse 7, it says, let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him until and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon.
Right, so that's the whole point of the matter, is that what? You got to forsake your own way, forsake your own thoughts. But people don't want to do that because this world is based off of nothing but assumptions and opinions, man. People don't believe that anything could pretty much be fact anymore. Or the things that people do see as fact, or it might be a quote that somebody put, or something that you personally go through and you agree with the quote, or you see something, or what happened with Martin Luther King, or you see something that happened with this person at age of time, you might hit a like or a thumbs up or some shit like that, and then just keep it moving, man. You know what I'm saying? People got to get out of their own mind frame and accept the ways of the Lord, accept things for what it is. I constantly seeing people on his social media. I seen some dude, matter of fact, earlier today, and he wrote something and said, I'll be damned if I listen to another man to tell me about where God is, or who God is, or what God want me to do. It's like, I'm too old for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
He's an idiot.
You got me?
Got you right here.
Okay.
This is Proverbs chapter 14, verse 6. A scorner seeketh wisdom and findeth it not. Perfect. But knowledge is easy unto him that understandeth.
Right. A scorner seeketh knowledge and findeth it not. You know what I'm saying? So he's searching, but he said, and the dude said at the end of his message, he said, unless God tell me himself, I ain't hear no shit from no other man. You know what I'm saying? But what? It's easy to him, you know what I'm saying, that findeth the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Because what? The Most High made this truth easy, meaning what? He made it plain unto us, man. You know what I'm saying? How our scripture say, what? Make it plain upon tables. The Lord made it plain to us, man. Not just that we can just look at the book and read it, but that we can have the understanding of it. So it's easy when the Lord blesses you with that understanding, man. So many people out here searching for what we're supposed to do as a people, or this, or reparation and all this, when the answer is right here, it's staring you right in the goddamn face, man. It's probably even sitting in your house somewhere, sitting in your mom's house somewhere, your grandma's house somewhere, your aunt's house somewhere. But yet you still overlook everything that can solve all of our problems. Not here in Babylon, but in the kingdom. But at least you can get your mind right, you can get spiritually right. I mean, for yourself, for your salvation, you know? Somebody got something?
Yeah, I got something. This is Job chapter 15, verse 34. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery.
You got it.
Okay? And that's, hey, going into the title, man. You know? What's the title once again?
Your ass keep fronting, your ass is gone.
Right. And so I'm reading again. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate. And we know that the word hypocrites is going into actors, man. Mm-hmm. You know? So pretty much, man, these dudes out here that's acting, if you ain't really about this truth, you ain't really about Yahweh Shema Shai, then with a shadow of doubt, man, your ass is going to be out of here, man. That's why we see these fallout boys now. And the scriptures say, they went out from us because they was not of us, man. Mm-hmm. You know? Meaning they didn't really have their heart, their mind, their body, and soul into Yahweh Shema Shai, which ultimately means they going back to, they wasn't just a part of the elect anyway. They wasn't there when Yahweh gave the order to Yahweh Shai to start creating everything, man. You know, and helping Yahweh Shai do so, man. You know, they originally wasn't part of that. They were crept in unawares, boys, man. I mean, they came in, you know, and they thought they was a part of this, man. They liked it for a second, but ultimately it wasn't within their spirit, man. So ultimately, man, they ended up getting the boot, all right. But then that's just the beginning of it, man. Because after that, guess what? Now you gotta get the punishment for partaking in this truth, man. For eating because I'm pretty sure they was part of Passovers, all right. And we know what the scriptures say. He that eateth unworthily is roughly
damned while he eateth.
is damned while he eateth, man. You know. So that's just the beginning of your words getting falling out from this truth. But now you got to get a visit from Yahweh Shai. And you don't want that, man. You know? Because that is the son of Yahweh, and we know Yahweh is the king of terrors, man. So Yahweh Shai is literally the prince of terrors, man. So look, if you guys out here fronting, man, alright, trying to act like y'all really about this, you got agents, alright, that try to infiltrate camps, or you just got niggas, man, that ain't really about this thing. Guess what, man? You're gonna get put to death eventually, man. That's why I like watching the brother Kazak, man. You know, he really puts it in your spirit that this ain't no game, man. Alright, this ain't nothing to play with. Because Yahweh Shai ain't nothing to play with, man. So let me read this once again. It says, for the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate. Okay, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. And you know, ultimately that's going into these damn churches, man, these 501c3 churches, and also these other Israelite camps that took the Judas purse, man. Alright, because at the end of the day, Judas was also acting when he came into the Garden of Gethsemane, man, with Yahweh Shai. He was also acting like a brother. Alright, but ultimately, man, he was in the midst to try and set our big brother Yahweh Shai up for the kill, man. Okay, and then eventually, what? Them demons was getting in his head so bad that he ended up fucking killing himself, man. Right. So it's gonna be the same thing, you know, except even worse, man. For you goddamn agents, man. Alright, for you niggas that's taking this truth as a joke, man. Alright, and why I say it's gonna be even worse? Because we coming into the time of trouble that the earth has never seen before, man. So everything is about to be maxed the fuck out, man. Alright? The hell that's gonna be, I just did a lesson on that, man. The hell that's gonna be upon this planet Earth that's coming, man, and how Yahweh Shai is bringing, we can talk about it, but at the end of the day, it's like, we 5 times off, man. We don't even come 5 times closer to how bad it's really gonna be, man. You know, because this is the final thing before the kingdom comes, man.
Hey, bro, just real quick, just to, you know, a little definition from what a couple people said about to front. To front means to put on airs, to put up a facade, to act fake or phony. Just how the brother put out, you know what I'm saying, about the hypocrites, right? Because, you know, hypocrite means actor, somebody that's fake or phony. Or to misrepresent oneself, especially when one tries to act braver or tougher than one may truly be. It is the opposite of keeping it real. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, if I could add, brother, because it's like, you know what I'm saying, meeting a woman or whatever. You know, you tell her what it is, things that you accept from her, and shit that you don't accept from her. All right? And then what ended up happening? Y'all end up breaking up. You know what I'm saying? Because she wants you to change. But it's like, we already, you know what I'm saying, we already came to this agreement. You know what I'm saying? So then when you know what I'm saying, do it dirty, as they would say in the world, you know, you can't really, you know what I'm saying? You basically detach, man. Like, that's your judgment, you know what I'm saying? So that's how the Lord filled with us. You know, with Fallout Boys, rather, man. You know what I'm saying? When he do you dirty, you already knew what it was, man. You know, brothers do constant videos, all right? And admonishing, warning, all right? But you still didn't take heed, man. You know?
This is St. Matthew, chapter 7, verse 15. It says, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? So you know those false prophets out there, those that put on that acting job, that facade, man. You know, you gotta be a discerner of spirits and in truth. You know, measure it all up with the scriptures, man. You know, but I mean, you know, if you're the elect anyway, you know, you could try, but you can't deceive the very elect. You know.
And real quick, if I can talk on that too, because matter of fact, read that from the top.
Come. I'll bring that back. This is St. Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. It says, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves.
That's right, because even when we read, I believe, what's that? I want to say Luke, the 21st chapter. Somebody get Luke 21 to 21. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, a lot of these agents, you know, those are the individuals who are false prophets. You know, they false teachers. You know, they look the part, but inwardly they're ravening wolves. They seeking for opportunity to take you out, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what Judas, that was Judas' whole purpose. Judas' whole purpose was looking for opportunity to take Yahweh Shai out the picture. You know what I'm saying? Because he already took that bag. You know what I'm saying? So read that Bible, Kashai, Luke 21.
Yup, Luke 21, verse 21. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
No, that's not it. They feign themselves just right.
Oh, I got you right here. Luke chapter 20, verse 20.
That's it, yeah, 20.
God, it says, and they watched him and sent forth spies, which should feign themselves just men. That they
So what? They looked the part. Yeah. They scoped out to see how Yahweh Shai presented himself, how the disciples presented themselves. So we're going to present ourselves in the same manner, in the form of a disguise. Right? That's an example of a false prophet, man. You know, go ahead.
And it says, that they might take hold of his words.
So what? It's called using your words against you. You know what I'm saying? Incriminating yourself, so to speak. That's why these fucking federales like to put moles inside the camps. When I say moles, I mean agents. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to know what's being spoken about off camera. You know what I'm saying? They want to know they want to know what you like. They want to know if you got a woman. They want to know your favorite color. They want to know what's your diet like. Whatever they could get on you.
How serious you about this thing?
How serious you are about this truth. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel a little bit fearful? Shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? They want to know everything. And it's to the point now to where they didn't have the technology that they have at this present time. So as far as like recorders and little shit like that can be hidden, you know what I'm saying? They didn't have that at that time, but they do have it now. So whatever is, look, they could have technology to where shit is being detected right now as we speak in this lesson. You know what I'm saying? They watch it on YouTube, but whatever is being spoken, look, these federales know our whereabouts. You know what I'm saying? They know what's being spoken of behind the scenes, and they know who's really about this truth. That's how they know who to grab when all hell breaks loose in the society. You know what I'm saying? But it's called what's the word? The building of the case. You feel what I'm saying? But our case, since we're not cardinal, takes years to build up. The average nigga, it takes 6 months to a year to land him in jail. 6 months to a year. But when it comes to spiritual men, it takes years because now they got to frame certain laws that go against our belief system, which is the scriptures. That's why the scriptures tell us in Psalms, the 94th chapter, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? So what? We got the drop on you Edomites already. We know how you coming. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we're going to remain our integrity and hold on to our faith if it means death. Because we have the understanding that we got to be martyrs for Yahushua. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You understand? Go ahead, bro.
Straight. That they might take hold of his words, that so they might deliver him unto the power and authority of the government.
Yeah, so look. These devils are going to play back certain videos while you're out there teaching. They're going to play back certain recordings that was happening off of the scenes. And they want to ask you, do you still believe in this? Do you denounce these words that you say? Take this chip, take this mark of the beast. And then it's going to be between you and your belief system in your Yahweh Shem Yahushua. What's the decision you're going to make? That's how real this truth gets. The brother was talking about how Kazakh, brings out the importance that this truth is not a game. It's not a game. We're nobody's joke. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is nobody's joke. The brother Ward like to make mention all the time, your life is on the line. And it's a very thin line. Go ahead.
I think that's it on that.
You can bust back to Matthew.
All right, this is St. Matthew chapter 7, verse 15 again. It says, beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing.
That sheep's clothing is feigning themselves just men. That's the sheep's clothing. Go ahead.
But inwardly, they are ravening wolves.
Because why? They want to line you up to send you off to the government, man. You know? They want to bring you before the magistrates. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 16, ye shall know them by their fruits.
Uh-huh.
Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit.
And that's simple and plain. That's simple and plain, man. So what? The Lord reveals everything in due time and in due season of the precious fruit that it is or the poison fruit that it might be. You know? And you're going to know it by its teachers.
I got some. This is Matthew chapter 22 and verse 11. And when the king came, actually I'm going to start at 9. It says, go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. So those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with the guests. All right, so that's what we doing out there in the highways and byways, man. You know, bringing both bad and good. You know, Judas goats, if you will, and you know the sincere, the elect, man. So it says, and when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not a wedding garment, because Yahweh already knew from day one, man. Like when you go into the story of Judas Iscariot, when you even read in the book of Matthew, the 10th chapter, when Yahweh you know, was going into all the it was written about, you know, Peter and Andrew and James and John. It went to Judas Iscariot and it says, this is the man who betrayed the Lord. Okay, so it says, he saw there a man which had not a wedding garment, and he said unto him, friend, how camest thou in thither, not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then said the king to the servants, bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, man. So it's going into the title, man. You know, if you're not with it, you know what I'm saying, the Lord is going to find you out. All right? And your sin's going, you know, that's why the scriptures say, blessed is he whose sins not, blessed is he who's not, you know, taking in his own sins, man. It's like Judas Iscariot, Yahweh was saying in the last Passover. He was saying to whoever sticketh his hand with me into this bowl, this is the one that forsake me. And Judas like, is it me, Lord? You know? So hey, you gotta basically be asking for forgiveness and not let your iniquities you know, weigh themselves down too, man. You know? That was it.
Yeah, this is Jude chapter 1 verse 4. It says, for there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation, ungodly men, turning the grace of our Lord's power into lasciviousness, and denying the only Lord power and our Lord Yahweh HaMashiach. I was about to look up that word lasciviousness, but my internet is down with Satan. But, you know, that's the point, though. There's certain men that crept in unawares, you know, and that's not our job. You know, we brothers be circumspect, but, you know, ultimately the Lord is going to sift the tares from the wheat, man. You know?
Con. This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 11. And it says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, okay, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Right, and that's the final thing right there, man. All right, because that's going into the missiles. Okay, but before you even get there, you got to see, like, sometimes you got to really sit down and meditate, man, on this truth. All right, because before you even see the fact that this place can be destroyed by nuclear missiles, you got to see, like, the severity and the seriousness of this truth, man. How Hashem is going to do to these niggas, man, and these spicks and these Uncle Tomahawks that just don't want to get right, that just can't get right, man. So these can't get right niggas, man. Right? Because niggas is rude, niggas is inconsiderate, man. Niggas have no manners. You know what I'm saying? Niggas get on my mother effing nerves, man. Alright, but as well as Yahweh Shema Shai. So seeing then, that Yahweh Shema Shai is finna wreck shit even before these nuclear missiles hit. Seeing then how Jacob trouble is gonna be a time that the earth has never seen before. Alright, it says, what manner of persons ought ye to be? Holy conversation and godliness. So that's like, how are we supposed to be then, man? How serious we supposed to take the truth knowing all this, man? Knowing that all this is gonna come to pass.
If I could, slap you.
No, you got it, brother.
If I could add to the brother, because prior to, like the brother made a beautiful point, prior to how Hashem Yahushua coming back, it's going to be a lot of, like it says, when I come shall I find faith on the earth, because it's going to be so much hell. You know what I'm saying? Like the scriptures say, Woe talks about the day of the Lord. It's like as if a man, fled from a lion, then a bear got him. So the point I'm making is that, it's going to see that if you're gold or, if you're just stubble, man. Because by the amount of hell you could take, man, because brothers in it right now, you be catching hell, man. And it's only going to get worse and worse and worse, So, hey, like the title said, your ass keep fronting, your ass is grass, man.
Okay. One sec. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. All right, verse 19. This is what Esau's gonna do when he goes, when he finally snaps and goes crazy because we're just killing him in this truth. He's gonna put his hands on us, and ultimately he's gonna test us and try our faith. And this is what he's gonna say as he's doing it in his mind. Verse 19, it says, "Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience." All right? So you're going to be tested, man. It's real easy to say, yeah, I do that. I go and put my head. I heard brothers say before, like, yeah, it's no big deal. I'll put my own head in a guillotine or anything like that. Well, the Lord's going to test you on that, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just, you can imagine going down to some big stadium, cathedral, or something like that, packed full of people, to kill them, and you see the guillotine, It's different from talking about it in the living room and actually being there in the situation, man.
Well, that's what happened with Peter, man. That's the whole reason why that happened, man. Romans 15:4. All right, for whatsoever things were written aforetime was written for our learning. So the way Peter had it, man, he was willing to die for our shot. And within his spirit, man, he probably was. But guess what? These scriptures in the spirit is greater than us, man. And it serves a greater purpose than us. So that's why, brothers can't say what they gonna do and what they will do, man. Because you got to look back at what Peter said, man. How he was willing to die for the Lord. He was a warrior. All right, reincarnated King David. He'd have said, hey, let him hear. Okay, but guess what? When the time came, exactly what Yahushua said happened, man. He denied the Lord 3 times, man.
See, and when you check it out, when you check that out through the spirit, it's a humbling thing. I'm saying it's more so about humbling because the energy and the spirit that King David and Peter came in, the Lord was humbling them. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately it was to fulfill prophecy. You know what I'm saying? The Lord allowed that to happen in order for prophecy to be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? As far as Yahushua is saying that you're going to deny me 3 times. You know what I'm saying? But it's more so a thing of being humble. You know what I'm saying? So, like the brother is saying, you can't say what you would do in a particular situation. But you know where your faith lies. Because you know what you've been through. You know what I'm saying? And Peter was put in that position because he was nailed to the cross but upside down. And the Lord brought him through. You know what I'm saying? So he did die for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? The Lord put that spirit upon him to where he was able to maintain the words that he spoke. You know what I'm saying? But as far as him denying the Lord 3 times, that was just for prophecy to be fulfilled. But he still became a martyr for Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? And that's the spirit that the rest of the elect is going to come in. You know what I'm saying? Because the spirit of the prophet is subject unto the prophets.
Yeah. Another thing too to think about is, we died. Like you said, the prophets are subject to the prophets, and that in our past life we died in the Lord.
Right.
If we of the elect, we died for the Lord in our past lives.
Exactly.
You know?
So this is the true definition of ride or die.
Right.
You really think about it, that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't put it no better way than that,
Yeah,
man.
ride or die.
Niggas talk about ride or die in the streets. That ain't even shit, man.
Yeah.
You catching a bullet for your mans? Oh wow, you really did something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, we doing. Hey, your house shot did something for the whole nation. We doing what we do to represent him for all he did for us.
Right.
That's saying something. That's real ride or die. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because, hey, man, you should be, like, so thankful to Yahweh Shemashai for the little shit that he does for you, man. Throughout the day, I'm thankful for the shit he did for me this fucking week, man.
Right.
You know? Helping me out with this and that, you know, little ass shit.
You should be thankful for waking up.
Word, for
Yeah.
waking up, man.
Breathing.
So how much more, you know, through the spirit of Yahweh Shemashai, Lord willing, are we going to stand stiffly for his name, man? How much more are we going to be thankful for the whole kingdom, man? We ain't even get to the kingdom yet. We ain't even get to salvation yet, man. But, you know, we still thankful for the little things that he does for us, man. Each and every single day.
Hey, the kingdom, the scriptures say, no eye nor ear have heard. So, you know, when we receive, when Lord willing, we be that number, we be of the elect. You know, when the elect receive their reward, it's gonna be like, do I really deserve all this?
Word.
You know, like I really, you know, it's like shocking. You probably break down and cry. You like, I really deserve all this? Like I was just, you know, that was normal to go out and teach the word. That was like second nature. You know what I'm saying? That was, you know, that was my love.
Yeah.
And I receive all this, and then this, and then this. You know what I mean? I got a whole planet.
The Lord said, there's pleasures evermore. That alone, pleasures evermore, is just simply telling me you're not going to get bored. Everything's going to be new. And that's eternity. Everything's going to be refreshed for eternity. There's no cap on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's faith in itself. Hey, Romans 8 and 18, I got to say it because it keeps me grounded every time. For the present, for the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared to the glory which shall be revealed in us. That alone, man, you know, that scripture alone keeps your engine running, man. You know, that oil burning. You know, for me at least. You know?
Yeah, come on.
Man, preset.
I got clothing. Anybody?
I got one more.
Yeah, after this.
Alright, Mark chapter 7, verse 6. And he answered and said unto them, Woe hath Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, This people honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Howbeit, in vain do they worship me.
Yeah, because the scriptures say, don't just be a hearer of the word, be a doer of the word. So they honor the Lord with his lips. Oh yeah, Lord is everything. God is good. God is good.
All the time.
All the time. God is good. All the time.
You know my heart.
You know my heart. Oh, that's God.
That's the
yeah.
slogan.
That's how you know God exists. You know.
Yeah.
But what? They don't have the knowledge, man. You know, they're not really doers of the word.
Yeah.
You know, you got guys that come out of camp. Hey, Kum Yashala. Hey, Shalom. Nigga. Yeah. Like I guess, and then we don't know who you are. So you know, out of the scriptures say, be peaceful with all men. We go, hey, Shalom.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then a guy, you know, well, he'll take it as in that made my day.
Yeah.
I'm a part of it. No, you're not. No, you're not. I sure love. Hey, that ain't the love that ain't the love the Lord looking for.
Exactly.
You know?
You love me? Feed my
Feed my sheep. Yeah.
Hey, I wish I gotta choose you to feed the sheep, man, because there was certain people that was like, you know, they seen your house shot a miracle, and your house shot was like, can I follow you? You're like, no, just go and tell the people
Right.
what I did.
Right.
Right, that's right. Because it says, howbeit in vain do they worship me. And they wasting their gas money on Sundays, man. You know what I'm saying? You wasting your time.
I looked at the truth.
Alright, you over here dancing and stuff every single Sunday. You doing that all in vain because the Lord will kill you, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know, got a special death. These guys that's out there, they call themselves pastors, and they're performing these so-called miracles. You know, for the world to see.
Man,
they're faking that God bringing somebody back to life, like like he's Yahweh Shai take that personal, man. He gonna get you, man. Don't touch him, let me get him. Because that's mockery, man. You're lying. Yahweh Shai he wasn't lying, man. He actually healed people through the power that the Heavenly Father gave him, man. That's making the Lord a liar, man.
What about that dude that came down in the church with those damn bungee cords or whatever, and like women, he's like saying stuff, and like women, you can hear women laughing in the back. It was a big joke, man. It's a big game.
Yeah, it's something to do, with your life.
Yeah, I even recently seen a damn pastor that's a comedian.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was like, this shit is going too damn far now. Word up.
Yeah, but it says a little bit more. It says teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
Yeah, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Because you want to win the hearts of men. You want men to flock after you. So you're going to say whatever soothes these men. What makes them happy. What makes them say, yeah. That's what they do in the church. That be Jake hustling, man. Jake he got that gift. Jake got that gift to supplant. Going back to Jacob, Yaiquat, man. So they go in there and they just rumble. Hey, I seen the day and y'all know my people, you out there, you in the projects now. He started telling stories. You in the projects now, and you woke up that night, you woke up in that morning, you go outside, you saw that it was raining, you walk right back inside. But come on, man. You ever had that dream where you knew you want some money and you woke up and you prayed to Jesus? And Jesus, next thing you know, you hit the lotto. Praise Jesus. Oh, praise Jesus. Fucking assholes, man.
Yeah, because like out of all the 12 tribes, man, the tribe that's like, I would say, man, that's most about getting their money, man, is most likely Judah, man.
Yeah.
When you look at Harlem, all right, they all trying to get money out there, man. And why is that? When you go back to Judah himself, actually, when it was actual, singular men on the earth, right? They all the brothers, man, they wanted to, pretty much they wanted to kill Joseph, man, the youngest brother at the time. But out of all the brothers, Judah was the one that was like, man, let's not do that. Let's sell him for some money, man. Why would we kill our own brother?
That's a good point.
Why would we kill our own brother, man? We could make some profit off of this, man. So Judah got that mindset to get money, man. That's why you got all them Harlem niggas trying to get money. That's why you got these damn, pastors of LA. They all niggas, man. Oh yeah, we pastors, man, but we normal just like you, man.
Yeah.
We don't ride in Bugattis and shit, man.
Wow.
You just had a pastor that spent $220,000 on a Lambo truck for his wife, man. And them shit just hit America.
You're not a man of the Lord. I'm sorry. Come on, man. You got all that money. Yahweh Shai walk around with all that money. He gave up all that money. Yeah. He could have sat back, relaxed on the beach, got his women, and did something with. His father, he was a carpenter, man. He could have took on his father's business, man. He got guys out here teaching the word of the Lord, and they driving in jets and driving in Bugattis or whatever, Lamborghinis. You know what I'm saying? Color paint, and they acting like they a rapper when they pull up. Right. They got the persona and the whole swag when they get out the car, like.
Right.
But nigga, talking about we just like you. Get the fuck out of here. Nah, you a sellout, man. You sold the Lord out. You a Judas, man.
Last precept?
Yeah, last precept. This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
That's straight to the point, man. No man take that crown.
Yeah, man. Hold that integrity, man. You gotta pray for that, man, and live it. You know what I'm saying? Live it every day, man. So that way, like the brother mentioned, you know what you go through, man.
Right.
And knowing what you go through, knowing that what the Most High brings you through, man, it's going, you know what I'm saying, allow you to maintain that relationship, man. Not just talk the talk, man, because you got guys as spectators. But what happens, you know what I'm saying, when you all alone, man, when it's just you. All right, and that test that's before you, man. You won't have to answer for that, man. And
that crown, I must emphasize on and shed light on, because the crown represents your salvation, man. We don't have no crown yet. Don't let a man tell you yo, you taking my crown. Yo, I feel like you taking my crown from me. No, man.
Right.
The crown is salvation, man. All right? You don't want to be duped out of your salvation. You don't want the trickeries of Satan to seduce you to where you're going against the Most High, man. You don't want the Lord to take away the word from you. You don't want to be a fallout boy. Taking that crown meaning salvation, because as is written in Esdras, he saw the vision where the Lord Yahweh Shai put the crowns upon the elect head, man. So that means that there's a prophecy that's even fulfilled in the kingdom, because we gotta that gotta happen, because he saw the vision, man. So that's even a prophecy which gonna play out in the kingdom, man. So prophecies don't stop.
I remember, brother,
You know?
real quick, I remember brother Shar, you had that quote. It was like if you live for people's approval, you die by their rejection. If you live by somebody's approval, you die by their rejection, man. So it's you and the Lord at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, man.
That's why it's like, you got to be for you and your mission at hand. And the mission at hand is, is just truth and nothing else, man. Everything else is, people just really just fronting out here. Like, we getting into y'all keep fronting and your ass is gone. All people is doing is fronting. That's all what Fab said. All that fake it till you make it shit don't really amount to nothing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, people just fronting out here, man. So,
like they say, it's only so long
fake thugs
can pretend. It's
So-
only so long false prophets can pretend.
Yeah. So if your ass keep fronting,
Your
your
ass
ass is gone.
out of there.
that, like, give all praises, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double one is the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, select out there doing this work of faith and living beloved true sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
No fly. No cat.
No cap.